What's up, Trader's Edge? It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is your look at the week ahead. Today, I'm going to give you the levels I'm watching in the S&P 500, the Triple Q, the VIX, and the 5 stocks I'm watching. So with that, let's dig in. All right, so like I said in my previous video, last week, if you just went away on vacation and came back, you thought nothing happened. The S&P 500 closed down 2 points on the week. The Qs, on the other hand, actually managed to close up on the week, up over last Friday, excuse me. So on the week, believe it or not, as bad as the Qs are, they actually closed higher than they closed on Friday. So where does this leave us? Well, we quote unquote closed the gap. So the question is, are we going to close the 50-day moving average? That's all the way up at 5,400 for the S&P. Now the S&P, the 21-day moving average is crossing over the 50 right now. That's like a mini death cross. We're seeing we've already seen that in the triple Q, which is trend. That tells me the Qs are actually trending negative. They've got bearish momentum. And so next stop would be the 100-day moving average for the Qs. That's up at 456, not that far away. For the SPX, like I said, that would put us up at 5450, up another 100 points. Both could completely happen. On the downside, if we break back below the 100 in the S&P, we're going to head back to the 150 at 51.99. The 200 is still way lower. You can't even see it. It's all the way down at 5,032. That will take a big push. The Qs, they're in kind of worse shape. They're sitting on their 150. Let's see if they can get to their 100. They had a much worse trip down, so they've had a quicker recovery. But we're going to see if they can get to 54.56, or if they're going to retest the 200-day moving average of 431.59. Those are the levels I'm watching there. Real briefly, we can look at the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 still has some ground to make up to close this gap. So, but it's going to have to get over the 50. That's at 208. And the Dow Jones, similar story. It's over the 50, but it needs to get to about 397, another 300 points to close that. Question is, do they finish closing, or do they follow the S&P and pull back lower? I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do about that in a little bit. Now, let's look at the 5 stocks I'm watching. I want to start with Apple. Apple, believe it or not, is still down on the week. All right, it closed Friday at 219, got as low as 196, closed Friday at 216. It's sitting above its 50. It's the only one of the Mag 7 that didn't touch the 100. I still think that's going to happen. Watch the video about me telling you Apple's at the crux of the VIX, because it is. Next up on my list is Amazon. And I know I'm talking Mag 7. This thing has been so bad. If I was looking to go long one of the Mag 7s, this one's probably the most interesting to me. Amazon and Microsoft are the two that are most interesting to me. All right, now let's get out of the Mag 7. Those are the 3 Mag 7 stocks I'm kind of interested in. Let's look at Occidental. Occidental, good earnings. Looks terrible. I'm looking for this thing to get back above 60. I like it long. And now 3M. It's got an island gap, bear bull flag. I'm looking for this thing to pop. Now, again, it looks really high on a 6-month chart, but if you go on a 5-year chart, it's not that high. I actually like if 3M eventually get to 150. All right, now, so those are my 5 stocks. Now, bonus stock, obviously, can't go a week without talking NVIDIA. NVIDIA sitting on the 100-day moving average. I'm thinking it is going to eventually get back down to 90. If it does take off, you're looking at 113, but it has bearish momentum. This one got so overhyped. And then kind of double bonus SMCI. Boy, they still haven't reversed. It was up at $1,000 when they announced that they were going to be splitting. It's halved itself. I still like it to go lower. I still like it to go lower. That's how bad, how overvalued that stock got. Lastly, let's look at VIX. You don't normally see a VIX spike like this without getting some follow through. You kind of expect to see a pullback in volatility, but I'm thinking we're going to get a little bit pop. So what do? With the VIX now at 20 and realized vol still high, even including Friday's kind of snoozer, with realized volatility high, options are not very expensive. And so I was looking at next week's strangle. So I was looking at the 53.40, 53.50, and it's about $100. I think we're going to move $100 next week, up and down. So I like that as a play. And that's kind of what I would do about this. All right, folks. If you're wondering, what do I keep an eye on my stock chart, FXY, that's the currency shares for the Japanese yen. I actually used to make markets in this. Keep an eye out on this one. Also, keep an eye out for Wednesday, 8 p.m. I'm going to be live. I'm revealing a stock that has outperformed up until recently just about every stock in the stock market, and a special strategy I've developed along with Andrew Giovinazzi that is going to knock your socks off. You want to be there. The link to join me is in this email. If you're watching me on YouTube, it's probably in the description, and you can like and subscribe, and leave a question or a comment. I will answer it. All right, folks, I'm Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Have a great day.